like for Tuesday night.
All right, everyone, welcome back to Modern FNM. Here we are for round 4, brought to you by Top Deck Productions. For round 4, we got Patrick Narsavage on Jeskai Geist versus Joe Bruce on Blue-Black Tezzerator. Cool.
This seems fun to watch.
We've had a lot of interesting matchups.
This is
so
very
far.
cool. I know that I assume this is the Blue-Black Tezzerator player that caused Robert Meadows to drop earlier. Robert said he dropped after he lost to Tezzerator. And I can't imagine there's more than one Tezzerator player here.
Probably about one for the night. Looks like he's doing well. He's 3-0.
So do we think this Tezzerator player is on War of Invention?
I think it's pretty common.
I really like the decks that the Tezzerator decks that play 4 Wars of Invention, and then they just cut down on some of the redundant cards. Like instead of playing 3 bridges, you can play just like 1 bridge.
Sure.
Because it's also, you could power out Whir so well with Pentad Prism.
Yeah.
Because you can tap the
Pentad
for Convoke. Yeah. It's sort of like the Wall of Roots to the Court of Calling in this deck.
No, almost exactly, yeah.
So yeah, I really like Blue-Black. I hope he's on War of Invention. And then Patrick playing this matchup just seems so interesting.
There's going to be a lot of weird stuff.
A lot of interaction, yeah. It's definitely going to be highly interactive. What do we think are the important cards?
Well, Ensnaring Bridge...
Well, Ensnaring Bridge isn't great against the Bolt Snap Electrolyze Helix deck, though.
Yeah, but it's good against Geist.
It is good against Geist. Though Patrick can always, crypt. I mean, I'm almost certain Patrick's on 3 or more cryptic commands.
I guess
so you can always bounce a
Thopter Foundry is probably good against Geist as well, just making a blocker.
Sure, yeah, block the Angel and even block the Geist. Yeah, does Patrick have good mainboard answers to the combo? He doesn't have, graveyard hate
probably
mainboard.
Not. Yeah, I mean, other than countering it, he can bolt some Thopters every now and then.
Countering is, countering Sword does nothing.
No, I meant the
Thopter
Foundry,
so he's got to counter the Thopter Foundry. I doubt he has Detention Sphere mainboard or anything.
Yeah, probably not.
I feel like a resolved Thopter Foundry, you just lose.
So looks like Patrick's taking a mulligan to 6. I think Joe's happy with keeping. What is that card in the end of Joe's hand? I
think it's an old Duress, but I don't know.
It might be the thing that's part of the
oh yeah, that one, yeah.
The Triskelion combo or whatever.
Oh.
that weird thing. I don't know what it's called.
So I know of Triskelion combo,
but I don't know why that would be in his. I mean, it is artifact themed deck.
Yeah, I guess.
No, it's like a weird artifact. It was reprinted in Eternal Masters. I don't know what it is, but it looks kind of like that robot that we saw. It's like you do something with removing counters and pinging people or something. I don't know. Oh, it's not modern legal. Probably not that. Looks like you had a Damnation in hand as well.
Damnation seems not great here. I mean, it kills a Geist, but that's not very good, especially when your opponent's liable to counter it. Yeah, I'm pretty sure that's an old Duress.
That's an Inquisition. And we know that one.
All right, I say you take the Serum Visions here. Or the Snapcaster, but...
Snap, yeah.
Yeah, I like Snap or Serum. I think both are fine. He's on 2 lands, and double Steam Vents, double Sulfur Falls is super awkward because they've got to come in tapped. I would just...
Yeah, maybe you just
I like taking Serum Visions here. But it depends.
Of course, if he finds like a 3rd land untapped, though, it's kind of bad.
Sure.
Then you can just
I guess you could also... If that is a Duress in hand, you can take the Serum Visions next turn.
I don't think that's a Duress.
The lot. He's going to Serum Vision. Well, he's going to Serum Visions next turn, so... Okay, I think that's a good play.
Yeah.
Obviously, Snapcaster is a good second choice there, but...
Drew Colonnade, yikes. That is also pretty awkward.
These are some awkward lands from... Usually these Jeskai Geist decks boast being Jeskai Tempo decks, but not this time. Are we going to see the Duress here?
That is not a Duress.
I think it is.
I don't think it is.
Let me look up all the Duress arts. I know there's one that looks sort of like that.
Oh, man. I found Spell Queller here, but he's not going to be able to use it.
Jeez, that is so awkward.
Man. And here's Lily the Veil out of Joe, assuming he has a 3rd land.
These are some of the these are some of the worst 3 lands. So I'm a big fan of check lands in 2-color decks that don't have man lands, like Splinter Twin. I am not a big fan of 2 check lands in the Colonnade deck, because this actually isn't all that uncommon. Is that really a Smother?
Yes. Holy cow, I was way off.
Why would you play Smother these days when Fatal Push is a thing?
Yeah, that seems like a budget thing, maybe.
No, Fatal Push is cheap. Maybe it's because you don't have fetch lands.
Maybe he was really tired of Azuri regenerating through his Fatal Push.
Yeah, that could be. The thing is, I can see one Smother, like his Fatal Push number 5, but he's got 2 Smothers in hand, right?
I believe he did. He also opted not to play Liliana there and let Patrick go to his turn and now untap with 3 mana.
I guess. Do you think we Spellqueller this?
I think his plan there was he hoped Patrick just ran out the Snapcaster and he was able to smother it.
Yeah, we'll see the Queller on the Talisman. I suppose that's fine.
Yeah.
So our opponent's reading Spellqueller. So maybe not super accustomed to or maybe he hasn't played in a while. Maybe that's it. Maybe he hasn't played in a while. Maybe he's a blue-black Tezzerator player from 2012. And he's time warped here using his time sieve, his Tezzerator time sieve, and he's shown up with his Smothers and doesn't know what Spellqueller does.
Yeah.
Smother was a hell of a card back in the day. It was just Smother's sort of the reason that Fatal Push was printed, because all of the black removal spells were like super meh.
Yeah. So Patrick has drawn a Geist here, but he's gonna opt to Seer Visions first, and he found
another Snapcaster in a land.
He drew a land, yeah, so he will be able to. It was, I mean, Patrick didn't need to play Geist this turn, but he opted to play Seer Visions over it. Now he drew the land, so he's able to play both, which is obviously the highest upside play. So.
Well, yeah, and he could have gotten blown out with Liliana. If you Liliana,
oh yeah,
then you either have to sack the Spellqueller, give him back his thing, or sack the Geist.
Yeah. So Patrick will fetch the first fetch. Interestingly, land 4, not usually how that goes. Wonder how many creatures we'll see getting smothered this game.
Yeah, hell of a card. I actually thought that World Wake was the first printing of Smother. I had no idea it was an older card.
Yeah.
So that art looks pretty cool too.
It's like a dwarf reaching out.
Yeah. So I ended up Googling Star City Games Duress anyway, and I'm looking through all the Duress arts. There's actually a ton of them that are pretty cool. I'm looking at this one from what is it, from 7th edition.
That's the weirdest one.
Yeah, that one's crazy. Also, the foil 7th edition one, which has a black border, is $25.
Wow.
So maybe you could get me one of those for Christmas, or just saying. I could use one.
Yeah, I'm not getting you that.
This Ixalan Duress is really strange. With this redhead who's...
He's under duress.
He's got scurvy. That's what they should have called it.
Yeah.
Should have called it scurvy.
So it looks like Joe doesn't have a 4th land. So you can't play Tezzeret. And if you're not playing Tezzeret and Tezzerator, what are you doing?
This is true. Well, he can play, if he gets his, if he smothers this Spellqueller, gets back his Talisman, he can play Tezzeret.
Yeah.
So here's the problem with, I thought this was a fine play earlier, but actually it's not. By doing this, you either kill the Geist or kill the Queller, but you lose the Liliana on the swing back.
Yeah.
And that's not really good for you.
No, definitely not.
I wonder what Patrick sacks, though. I assume he just sacks the Queller, yeah. Now, he doesn't know this, but giving his opponent that mana is pretty crucial.
Yeah.
But now Patrick can swing 2 at the Geist and hit Joe in the face for 4. Or sorry, swing 2 at the Lily. And Patrick decides to put a 4/4 Angel token in just for fun. You don't see all players put in the 4/4 Angel token.
That's true. But if you got one, you might as well.
Hey, if you got one, you might. I think he got that from the table.
Okay. I don't know, because that's the correct version that matches his edition.
I'm pretty sure he pulled it out of the table. I think I watched him do it. Maybe he pulled it from his deck box. I don't know.
Yeah.
You never know. So Joe has an Inkmoth Nexus in play. What do we think about that?
Yeah, I don't really know. Like
do we think he's like using Tezzeret's minus ability, his ultimate, and then activating that for more damage? So he controls more artifacts.
Yeah.
The Tezzeret the Inkmoth just seems really loose.
I guess he can turn it into a 5/5 with the other minus in Tezzeret.
Yeah, but does that even seem good?
Yeah, I mean, it's a 2-turn clock with infect from it, right? It's not bad.
Yeah, but it's a colorless land.
Weird.
It's a colorless land in the Liliana deck. I don't know. I'm not sold, but maybe he's using it to good effect. Okay, so we've got 4 mana. Playing a Tezzeret, not taking a damage. But Tezzeret's just going to die to Geist.
And Patrick's thinking if he wants to let it resolve even.
Why would Patrick counter this?
I don't know.
I don't understand.
It changes his clock, I guess, because now he doesn't have to spend a turn attacking Tezzeret.
Yeah, I suppose, but I don't know. I feel like you can just. I mean, what's Tezzeret's +1? You just search the top 5 for an artifact.
Yeah, something like that.
Yeah. I think it would have been okay to just swing, but I think that's fine too. So there's a Thopter Foundry.
Yeah. So this could keep him alive for a few turns, maybe. But I don't think he's going to be able to resolve it through Snapcaster or Logic Knot.
Or just Spell Queller, yeah.
And Patrick has drawn really well out of this.
Yeah. I mean, this is exactly what you want. You want
right.
You want exactly 5 lands, and you want to stick the Geist, and you want to back it up with counters.
Yeah.
And burn spells. So Patrick's deck's doing exactly what it wants to do. Joe's, truthfully, I would say that Joe's stumbling, but this is sort of what the blue-black Tezzerator deck does. It's like really, it's really dirtily.
Yeah, definitely.
You know, obviously this Damnation would be great if A, Patrick didn't have a Spell Queller and a Snap Logic Knot, or B, if Patrick didn't have a Celestial Colonnade to put you to 1 next turn.
Yeah. Because, yeah, he couldn't even, I mean, so what, is he just dead?
Well, so he can smother. He can smother the Angel token, or
oh yeah, he can because it's converted mana.
Yeah,
cost, right.
and or smother the Colonnade if it does get fired up with land.
And I guess we can activate Ink Moth as well if we need to.
Yeah,
oh yeah, this is a reader.
So we'll smother the Angel token, take 2 from the Geist, go to 3. Now we just Snapcaster Lightning Helix for the win, I think.
Yeah, it looks like it should be good. Don't think.
Let's see if Patrick just
Joe
runs it out here.
That counter spells.
Okay.
Yeah, that'll do it.
Yep. Okay. Well.
So a bit awkward mana for Patrick, but he was able to just interact with all the spells that mattered out of Joe.
Yeah. It seems like you know, yeah, even with that awkward start, he still has the high tempo plays and the high interaction. I'm wondering what Joe can do better. Hand Disruption is good here, but I'm not sure. Maybe he was better off taking the Snapcaster early, but I'm not sure any of it mattered. It looked like Joe just couldn't really meaningfully answer.
Yeah.
The Geist.
Yeah, Tezzeret is really susceptible to Geist, right? Like.
Yeah, well, all Planeswalkers are.
Well, I mean, like Lily of the Veil is good against it, but.
Well, sure. Well, the thing, Lily of the Veil is actually, if your opponent has 2 Geists, the first Geist that they play couldn't even. The first Geist, you know, they want you to kill the first one because they couldn't play the second one unless you kill the first one. So then you play Lily, you trade 1 for 1. Then their next turn they play a Geist, you uptick, you both this card, you're still at card parity once your opponent swings back and kills the Lily.
Yeah, but they've gotten rid of your 2/2 hexproof guy that's super annoying.
No, well, you still have the second one.
Sure.
But it is true. Lily's great against Geist. But like any 4-drop Planeswalker is really bad against Geist.
Yeah,
last night I played
definitely.
against, or not last night, on a Wednesday night, I played against American Midrange down in Kentucky. And I won the match, you know, just with...
Is that what they call Jeskai down in Kentucky, American Midrange?
Okay, American Midrange is what the deck has been...
I know, I'm joking.
That was a Kentucky patriotism joke.
Yes.
I see. A Commonwealth joke, as they say. Just kidding. We love Kentucky here at Top Deck Productions. But anyway, so game 1, I knew that my opponent was on blue-white control, or, you know, a Jeskai deck, but I didn't know it was a Geist deck.
Oh.
And so my opening hand was like, you know, I think it was like Nakatl, Hierarch, land, and then Arlingcord of Johnny Vengeant. And I'm like, oh, this is going to be easy. And then he plays this Geist, and I'm like, well, shit, because he bolted my first Nakatl.
Yeah.
And I'm like, oh, man, I can't stick a creature in front of this Geist, and my Planeswalkers are literally worthless.
Well, you could stick your 2/2 Wolf from Arlingcord.
Which I did, and then he ends up pathing my Wolf, which usually would be good, but not
quite.
when he, it was bad. It was really bad.
Again, Ensnaring Bridge still pretty relevant if Joe has that.
Yeah, it's not great when your opponent can still burn you out.
Yeah, and I'm sure Patrick's hard bringing in a Wear Tear.
Yeah, certainly.
Or
Patrick might also just go for the Stony Silence, knowing that he saw the
Talisman.
The talismans, but it's probably a little premature to bring in Stony. I think you hold off on that if there's a game 3 and you see something else like,
Guess what
Let's
card?
see, see the hanger back or the.
Guess what card
Joe
just brought into his deck?
An Ashiok?
Yeah.
I see that on the bottom.
Oh, yeah. Ashiok, Nightmare Weaver.
So, truthfully, Ashiok is not good in Modern unless you can play it on turn 2, which Joe can't, as far as we know.
Yeah, probably not.
But, interestingly, Ashiok is nice when it can take certain creatures out of a deck.
Yeah.
And Snapcaster and Geist are not bad ones to take.
Sure. He took out Wormcoil for it, though.
So, Wormcoil gets pathed.
Yeah.
But other than that...
I mean, is Patrick leaving in the path?
Yeah, that's a good point. I think usually you expect the Tezzerator deck to have Wormcoil and also Spellskite. So maybe you leave in some number of paths, but you never know. Patrick might not... I'm obviously, Patrick knows it's Tezzerator, but there's so many flavors of Tezzerator in Modern that it's tough to pinpoint exactly what your opponent's doing.
Yeah. That's true, yeah.
You know, you can basically, I mean, Tezzerator basically refers to any deck that has some Tezzerets in it, yeah. But, you know, there are lots of ways to do it. Have you seen people play Tezzeret Agent of Bolus in Affinity?
No. Wow.
Yeah, people do it.
Yeah, that makes sense.
People do it. It's a way you can win through Stony Silence. It's like sometimes if an Affinity player sees... Yeah, the problem is that it's so hard to make the colored mana once Stony Silence is in play. But you can always do it with... what's the new card? Spire of Industry makes it easier. So
it looks like Joe's definitely playing an older deck. He also had Go for the Throat there in his deck. So those seems like the old premium black removal spells, and he just doesn't have any fatal pushes, I guess.
Yeah, I think he just sort of... I think he maybe hasn't played for a couple of years and just, you know... That's the nice thing about Modern.
Or he hasn't updated his deck.
Sure, the nice thing about Modern, I'm not saying that's necessarily the case for Joe, but your deck is always relevant, and even if he's missing it's not like this deck is unplayable. I mean,
without fatal push.
Yeah, he's at table 5. This is like table 5 or something. So
in the round 4, so he's
so I think Joe is 3-0 or X1 or something. Yeah. So even if you don't play for a few years, your cards are relevant. You made an investment in the game, and your cards are still good. Even if Go for the Throat maybe isn't the best card to be playing.
Yeah.
Go for the Throat is actually pretty good right now. It's, you know, in things like the Shadow matchup, you get to hit Tassiger and Angler, which Fatal Push can't do. Right. And Spellskite is almost non-existent right now because of Fatal Push. That used to be a big downside to Go for the Throat, which you couldn't kill Spellskites. Yeah. Now the only downside to playing it is you can't hit your opponent's affinity creatures, which sometimes feels really bad.
Definitely.
Like, sometimes it feels so bad to have to Go for the Throat against the affinity deck, but...
Yeah, that seems really rough.
Yeah.
I think Joe's going to mulligan to 6 on this go.
Seems good. So, did Patrick not mulligan?
Not this time. He did in game 1. But.
Okay. No. Did you get a look at Patrick's hand? I saw Serum Visions and 3 lands.
Yeah, I didn't catch all of it.
Looks like a pretty generic Jeskai mid-range hand. Or as they say in Kentucky, American mid-range.
Yeah, of course.
That was very funny, Mario. I wish I'd have gotten the joke immediately, because then I didn't think it was funny. If I had gotten it immediately, I definitely would have I would have stifled a laugh. You would have tickled me. American mid. Oh jeez. Okay. You know, if I were Patrick and I had it, I would bring in the Thundermaw Hellkite here.
Well, Patrick doesn't have it.
The thing about Thundermaw Hellkite against Tezzerator decks that are playing Thopter Sword is you play
all our Thopters.
Yeah, you play it and you wipe up all the Thopters and swing at them for 5. And if Patrick even has like a Restoration Angel or 2, you can do it again by Restoration Angeling your Thundermaw. Thundermaw used to be a big finisher in these Jeskai mid-range decks, but it's fallen off a little bit. Now people just play things like Pian, Kirin, or Storm Breath, or nothing at all. They just play Spell Quellers.
All right, there's your Duresses.
We got the Duress? Okay.
Yeah, but unfortunately we're mulliganing to 5.
Is that a Dimir Signet?
It was a Dimir Signet, yeah. This is not great. Joe mulliganing to 5 here.
So Dimir's, why would you play Dimir Signet over Talisman of Dominance?
I don't know. Maybe it's the 5th one or something, or
am I thinking about this right? What is?
It's the same thing basically. You either tap a land and tap your rock, or you just tap your, you tap your land to tap your rock.
Right. I guess. Oh well, I guess. Yeah. So
they're functionally the same. I mean,
well, yeah.
Actually, the mirror signal's even better. Actually, you don't have to take damage.
Well, I think the real upside to Talisman is you make colorless mana, but that's not relevant here.
No, definitely not.
So that's interesting. Yeah, I guess I don't know why I was thinking that Talisman was just way better than.
It's probably worse because you have to damage yourself to use it.
Yeah. Are we missing something here? I don't think so.
No.
I think. I would have said that you don't play any Dimir signets. You just play Talismans of Dominance. But that's what like Mono Blue Tron does because they need the colorless mana sometimes.
Sure.
Huh.
So we'll see if Joe is that a Snapcaster in Joe's hand?
Yeah, you play Snapcaster in these decks. Ooh, a Batter Skull too.
But I don't think he has any land. I mean, he has one land maybe.
Oh, is he on a mold of 5?
Yeah, because he hasn't found a land.
Oh, jeez. I guess you keep it. Man, this is gonna be brutal.
He has to scry a land at the top. I mean.
Oh, so I think Joe maybe hasn't played for so long that he doesn't know about the scry rule.
No, it seemed like he wasn't familiar with that.
I think I think Joe hasn't played for maybe 2.5 years, and showed up with the Tezzerator deck. Well, kudos to him.
Yeah.
For going 3-0.
Although it looks like his reign might end here.
Yeah,
the multiply with no land.
It could be done here.
He preemptively drew his card there, which I think you're actually supposed to shuffle your deck afterwards, but it wasn't land.
Wait,
so
after what?
He drew his card as though he was on the draw, so he saw the top card of his library.
Oh, I see.
Right, but
I thought that was a scry.
No, he scryed at the bottom.
Oh, okay.
So that is not a land. That's a negate, I think.
Oh, jeez.
Yeah. Ooh, another Inquisition.
Another Inquisition, jeez.
Yeah,
well, hey, at least he doesn't have to go to discard yet.
This one's gonna be over quick.
Yeah, this is bad news. Oh, there's the Geist. Okay, well, is that a duress? Jeez.
Yeah, not casting Batter Skull anytime soon.
I guess you got to mold a 4 if you actually have 0.
I don't know.
Man, that's brutal though. Another duress.
Yeah, that's gonna do it.
Oh man,
unfortunate way to.
Yeah, that's too bad.
To lose there, obviously.
Well, props to Joe. Props to Joe for showing up with his aging Tezzerator deck and winning so many games tonight.
Yeah. I mean, he's only 3-1 now, right? So still contention
sure,
to prize whatever. He had he has a lot of random like one-ups in his deck though. Like, I really don't think you play Snapcaster much in this deck. What are you snapcasting?
What are you snapcasting? Well, you're snapcasting Fatal. Well, he doesn't have, but you're snapcasting Smother. I guess. I think in this blue-black Tezzerator deck is more like a deck where you have like 2 snapcasters, like not 4.
Oh right, yeah.
But it's still good.
Yeah, it looks like he had 4 talismans and then also some Dimir signets. So we just loaded up on our 2-drop artifacts.
Yeah, really loaded.
I mean, I guess you really want to get from 2 to 4 for Tezzerate. That makes sense.
Yeah. Yeah, sure. Yeah, I guess it's like in this deck it might as well be your Noble Hierarch.
Yeah. He had a Flash Freeze in his sideboard.
Flash Freeze.
Yeah.
That card doesn't see a lot of play, but it's still good. It's really good against like Titan Shift. It's a lot of the times it's a better Disdainful Stroke.
Yeah.
Because Disdainful Stroke's main usage in Modern is for
other than Eldrazi Tron, yeah, it's good for Titan Shift.
Right.
All right, well, that will do it for this game of round 4. We're going to take a break here till round 5. We hopefully will be able to find a game for round 5. You know, sometimes the players split and just go home and nobody plays round 5, but hopefully we'll be able to find one. Before we go, though, quick reminder. So if you like the channel and you want to support us, please consider subscribing to the Twitch channel. We do have quite a bit of new content lined up. If you follow us on YouTube, so that's youtube.com/TopDeckProductions.
Oh, is that what it is?
Yes.
Is that where Top Deck is on YouTube? Is it?
We have some other types of videos, so like some deck techs, some meetings with some of the local players and whatnot that are planning to go up sometime soon. So if you want to check out some of that content, you can find us on YouTube. And also, like us on Facebook too. There's a contest for winning an Ixalan Deck Builders Toolkit this month on our Facebook. So if you want to enter to win that. Go check that out. So we should be back in about a half hour for round 5. So stay tuned, guys. Thanks.